Polaris North Star Meter. Sorry, I just changed my name. I know this is probably being blocked out too through Pegasus and Israeli spyware by my gang stalkers. Six, I am Christopher Wood, and I am a full physical identity theft, full brain injury, brain splitting, skull deforming, body mutilations, kidnapping, blood and piss forcing, sex assaults, arrest refusals, false arrest, stalking, kidnapping once again, extortion, lies, time buying, cover ups, medical file falsifications for treatment refusals, for medical blacklisting, assuring all crimes against me. 6 years of revenge retaliation. I got something in my mouth from the tube going in the back of my head, and it's coming down the back of my head and it's going in my mouth. It actually feels like tape or something inside my mouth. 6 years of revenge retaliation against me for speaking of OPP, human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, impossible money laundering, and napping out of a place called the Morning Star Mission. August 6, 2019, at approximately 3 p.m. in the afternoon on the corner of Highway 41, Center Street, and Bridge Street, stoplight intersections. Ex-chief or commander of OPP drove by driving a white Jeep Wrangler. He waved at me. I waved back. I took that as a sign afterwards. When I waved back, a black truck pulled up beside him, pointed something, shot it, and it went into my right ear. And I know exactly who that is. Human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, torture crimes, MK Ultra, R&M for illegal surveillance, Israeli spyware for blocking out phones and computers, for stealing and hacking iOS, for videos, pictures, and everything else, for identity theft, which has taken place against me, for identity fraud, for framings. Right now, I have R&M being used on me by somebody that has a goatee and has dark hair. I am 53 years old. My not only my identity being changed, but so is my race. Forced confinement through stalking, threats, intimidations have been taking place. Death threats against my nephew, death threats against my wife, who we are no longer together and haven't been for years, threats of digging up my niece's grave and destroying it. I am the end of my bloodline. This is an intended capital murder against me. Once again, like I said, not only is my identity fully being changed, has changed, and it's done a lot today, November 24th, 2025, with 100% proof. Very serious changes. The drugging, the constant drugging, the R&M that I have hooked up to me, a motor or something, an exhaust like a radiator fan or something in a truck or a dirt bike or some kind of vehicle, constantly numbing my fucking head, pumping exhaust and carbon through my head, and it can all be 100% proven regardless of how crazy it sounds. lung and kidney damages, mutilations done to me, 100% proven brain splitting in hopes that I go crazy, in hopes that I forget about this, in hopes that it all goes away, in hopes that I forget my own name or my own bloodline through the MK Ultra manipulation and the constant drugging that is happening to me. Knowing I am medically blacklisted and the police took all my rights once they showed up. What they did, once the police tell you that you have no rights and then threaten you, you should know, the public should know that your life is in danger. Simple as that. How many others has this been done to? How many slaves do you have? How many identity thefts for disability fraud have you committed? And also for insurance frauds, faking deaths, committing physical identity thefts, and faking deaths for insurance policy frauds as well. Police, junkies for drug money, criminal doctors are involved covering their crimes. The justice of the peace is involved, threats, intimidations, accusations, obstructions, false arrest twice to prevent anything illegal on police and criminal doctors and anyone else in an attempt to turn all crimes around from them back onto me in an attempt to get away with it, in an attempt to give me a criminal record, which I never have. So everything has been done against me in an attempt, obviously, to turn this around. Lies about being suicidal self harmer, lies about drugs I do not do, all 100% bullshit against me. Using those lies and narratives so when you are committing your torture crimes against your victims and drugging them and overdosing them, you are using those lies to cover up your murders that you are committing against your victims. Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled. My mother was stalked, tortured, and her life was taken. Two of my dogs were tortured and killed. My third dog is in the process of being manipulated and tortured as well. You are very seriously dangerous. You are very seriously sick in the fucking head. You are taking lives blatantly and openly because it's being done through the police for their revenge, and how it's being done through the MK Ultra and R&M in hopes of deniability. I am the end of my bloodline. I am more than willing to have police exhume my dad in Deserano, Ontario because of the crimes against me. And I can also prove I now share blood and DNA with a cop because of this against me. I'm not being fucking tortured, being threatened, being stalked, being mentally injured, being physically deformed and changed while being kept from help. Pretty much a hostage. That is a very serious crime alone. And because this is a capital intended murder against me, a hate crime against me, that very seriously dangerous people obviously think they are going to get away with because of what they've already accomplished against me. Once again, this is all for revenge retaliation. OPP and other cops are involved in this, organized. Gang stalkers, drug traffickers, registered sex offenders, and inmates and possible escapees the OPP, other cops, are using and harboring to commit their crimes for them, plus the lies, the time buying, in hopes of deniability, the transfers, in hopes of deniability for the crimes that they are guilty of, while still in hopes of deniability for the crimes they are still guilty of through their low lives, through the fucking very dangerous police tech that they have and are using on their victims. Mind control to manipulate your victims for sex slavery or for whatever else you want. Once again, how many others has this been done to, including children, and gotten away with? Pedophiles, sex registered sex offenders. I've also been sex assaulted as well. I went to the hospital or the hospital and doctors actually laughed in my face over it thinking it was a big joke because I'm a man and who it was done by. Know that much. They actually laughed in my face over it thinking it was a joke because I'm a man. You are very seriously dangerous. You are very seriously sick. But whatever it takes, one way or another, regardless whether you are blocking this out, you, your guilt is still being proven through my identity theft. Your guilt is showing on my face. Ex chief or commander, sex slavery trafficking. One of the people involved that was stalking and torturing my mother was involved with stalking children for him daily at Tim Hortons for sex slavery trafficking. He's a possible escapee. He has many alias names: Bill Wooldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Maven, which is the name of an escapee, and Robert Cross are some of his alias. Approximately 65 to 70 years old, bald glasses, sometimes a goatee, frequents loaf and ale and coffee cravings. Used to live at 34 Water Street, now behind a law office on Highway 41 and Bridge Street, pretty much the intersection where I was shot in a duplex or was living there. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth, believes that he is my dad, and was stalking, torturing, and calling my mother mom. He and another named Blair Hardy Kane or Blair Kane Hardy, alleged brother or son to OPP drug cop and also alleged OPP supervisor. He is a meth trafficker. He is a stalker. He is a highly obsessed homosexual. He is guilty of raping a woman in 2021 at 45 Dundas Street East, apartment 3, who is now deceased. Meth trafficker, possible meth lab in Tweed, Ontario. Financial thefts and frauds, attempted at collecting welfare through my address, no association with him, and he was not living there. Once I found out, it was reported. A guy known as Bert Hustler. He is a schizophrenic and he is also in a permanent meth psychosis. He believes that he played hockey in the NHL for the Philadelphia Flyers and Hartford Whalers. He thinks that I am his girlfriend, Maggie. He used to date my wife after we separated. He is very seriously jealous of the long hair I used to have, highly obsessed. He is a child sex offender. Back months ago, he actually assaulted a 14-year-old boy who reached out to me over it. And is actually was afraid to get help, knowing the consequences through the police and the doctors that would come against him and his family, possibly because it was done by. And that is no joke, and that is very sad. Tyler Lake, alleged boyfriend to OPP drug cop Robert Kane, guilty of arson attempts on a previous address, throwing blood on a previous address, threats of stabbing, being involved with my identity theft, 100% provable. He is approximately 30, 35 years old, no relation to him, and I have pictures where I look exactly like him. So all provable. Jason Vinalstein frequents Kingston, Deserano. He's originally from Moscow, Ontario. He is a crackhead. He is a stroke victim. He is a gang stalker, and he is still very dangerous. Stalking me for 6 fucking years, using R&M on me, being involved with my identity theft, and 100% provable once again. He sells laced fentanyl. He is a crackhead that sells laced fentanyl for OPP, for drug overdose, homicides, because they're easier to cover up. Raymond LeBlanc, he is a child groomer, approximately 55 years old. He is a meth trafficker, a gang stalker. He and Tyler Lake are both guilty of torturing and killing my dog Runt March 24th, 2023. He is guilty of torture crimes against me and attempted homicide. Each and every one of them are. Two of my cousins who are involved, Harry Hartwick, who is approximately 85 years old. He is very seriously sadistic. He is guilty of brain injuring me, skull splitting me, and in being involved with my identity theft. His nephew, my cousin Dale Hartwick, personally told me of his involvement with crimes against me before he realized who he was saying it to back in 2021 in Napanee, Ontario at 45 Dundas Street. Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, Robert Hanna, Sean McKay. Robert Hanna is an ex Bath prisoner for child sex offenses and child pornography. He is very seriously dangerous. He is a transvestite as well and a gang stalker. I was actually friends with the dude until I found out the crimes that he was actually guilty of. I met him when I was made homeless through the police and had to live in a shelter for a year in Kingston. There is others involved as well. So once again, not only is my identity theft finished, full 100% change, but my race is also being changed as well. And once again, because I am the end of my bloodline, I am more than willing to do DNA and blood tests. I am also more than willing to have police exhume my dad once again in Deserano, Ontario, for the crimes they are guilty of, because this is a bloodline ending capital homicide intended against me. And if they're doing it to me once again, how many others? Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled men, women, and children. The human trafficking, the sex slavery trafficking, torture crimes, identity thefts and frauds, insurance frauds, bank frauds, all for drug money, all for police revenge retaliation through their gang stalkers, and this is the reward they're getting through these low lives. The damage is done, time bought, and everyone who thinks that they are going to get away with this, you just enjoy your last few hours of freedom because it is going to end. Whether you block this out or not, one way or another, it will get out. And even if it doesn't, this is still finished by tomorrow. I'm not going through this again another day and being physically fucking changed by punks who are younger than me, gang stalking low lives. This is a fucking game with them against me, thinking I am the puppet pawn. And this is right here in Ontario, Canada, and Napanee area.